Hey everyone, Julian here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own beat tag. This is something that I know a lot of people are curious about. It's something that honestly I myself was pretty curious about until I kind of figured out a few techniques to do it and do it pretty well. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you today how to make a beat tag. So what I have here in front of me is I have this recording. I recorded my girlfriend saying, "Thank you, Julian." I'm going to play it for you real quick.
Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, pretty simple. And this is like a good place to start. You want to get something like this that's kind of like easily memorable. I know a lot of people have had like thank you, whatever, thanks, ugly god, those kind of tags, but it is a little bit memorable. Like it's a phrase. It isn't just like Julian or something like that. So I always try to go for stuff like that because again, like it's just gonna give you a little bit more of a memorable kind of thing. And then this is also really good because it's very clean. We're going to be having to do kind of a bit of heavy effecting to make this work and to really give it like that kind of character that you hear in a lot of beat tags. So you want something pretty clean, and this
Thank you, Julian.
is perfect. So the first thing I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start pitching this clip up and down. And you can hear it's going to change the speed of it, of course, but that's fine. I mean, we're really just going for like cool ideas here. Let's try pitching it down.
Thank you, Julian.
No, let's try pitching it up. Let's do like +3.
Thank you, Julian.
Perfect. So now it has kind of like a different vibe. It's a little bit more digital sounding. It honestly kind of sounds like PC music to me now. But yeah, and like you can do a lot of things with this too. Like you can take this whole thing.
Thank you, Julian.
I could just grab the word Julian and use that.
Julian.
Do something like that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can be done, but as far as effects go, yeah, so typically I usually work with Grossbeat and Effectrix for these kinds of sounds, and it's because they have a lot of the kind of vibes you want for trying to make these sounds. So with Grossbeat, what I typically do is I like to go into this pitch shifter section for the presets and just play around with these different ones, and I'll play it for you and you can kind of hear. I have a low one and then a high one, so.
Thank you, Julian.
Thank you, Julian.
So you can hear, I kind of like that low one, but you can hear what's going on is it has this kind of like clickiness to it. There's actually some stuff going on with the volume, which you can see here.
Thank you, Julian.
And yeah, I kind of like that. It gives it like, again, it's just giving it more vibe, more of like a texture. It's just sort of giving it something that you don't just get by like pitching it up and down with the transpose wheel. So yeah, so that's a good thing to do. Again, just more like obscuring it, but still keeping it so you can tell what it's saying. And then yeah, like I was saying with Effectrix, I like to use that a lot as well, but I like to use Effectrix kind of subtly. So what I have set up here is I have 3 Effectrixes, essentially. Effectrices. I cannot speak today, but yeah, so they're all doing like pretty simple things. This one is probably doing the most. It's just got some of these kind of effects. This one is just doing this little vinyl thing, which I'll show you. And then this one is not doing as much as it looks like. So the first one is like this.
Thank you, Julian.
So it gives you like that little delay on the word Julian. Again, just like another cool little thing. This one, it's got a little bit of that little vinyl thing there, so you'll hear
Thank you, Julian.
kind of a cool effect if you want to play around with that a little bit. Then this last one
Thank you, Julian.
is just kind of like doing that. You can even do this one just on its own.
Thank you, Julian.
So I like to open up Effectrix and just go through the presets or even just kind of play around with things. The key is just doing a few simple layers that like add up because with tags, a really important thing is you still need them to be noticeable. This is essentially like your logo, like or audible. You need it to be audible in the sense that like you need people to be able to hear this and kind of know what it is. Like I hear a lot of tags where it's just you can't tell what it is. It just sounds like random gibberish and it really doesn't work. Like something just very clean and simple like this would work.
Thank you, Julian.
And this Effectrix is kind of obscuring it a little bit, but that's fine, honestly. So I'm gonna bounce this down. Another thing about this is kind of like you want to work with audio a lot. It just kind of is another good way to get that kind of like sampled vibe. Is just working with it as audio. So there are also like a few other things I like to do. I don't like to just put effects on it. Typically I'll do like one of these kind of things. So maybe we could grab this little beginning of that, and then I'll put a reverb on it. And then what we can do here, some of you may know this effect, you put like a very long reverb on just the little start of this. And if we freeze that, and then flatten it, you can see, so this is sort of our original thing, and then this is all the reverb tail. If I grab maybe like this much, drag it there, and then reverse it, what it's going to do is it's going to essentially be like a perfect reverse reverb into the start of this, and it's going to give us a cool effect.
Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Julian.
So it's pretty subtle, but it definitely works pretty well. And again, it's just another like cool kind of thing you can do. You can also do a similar effect actually if you just grab like a piece of it, and then maybe like let's do triplets. So I'll get eighth note triplet grid. Yeah, there we go. And then I'll do like a little volume automation on that as well. And then we can, again, this is just like another little kind of transitional thing.
Thank you, Julian. Thank you.
You know, stuff like that. But again, it's just a matter of trying to make it as clean as possible while still like obscuring it a little bit. You have to give it some kind of an interesting vibe, and it has to be something, but it still has to be catchy. It still has to be memorable. And like, think of this as like your logo. Your tag is kind of like putting your logo like at the bottom of a picture you designed or something. It's just a way for people to sort of like know and connect your beats to each other. So you want to have it be audible and know what it's saying, so people can tell what your tag is. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Make sure to let me know what you think of this video in the comments, and make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and maybe even share the video if it helped you out. And I will see you guys again tomorrow with another tutorial.